Hello and welcome back to another tutorial here on the channel. I'm your host, longtime listener. Be sure to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. We've previously done a tutorial on Skull Cavern deep dives and kind of focusing on how you can be really efficient and collect as much as 500 or more iridium ore in a single day. In this video, we're going to look at a couple other similar techniques to see which is going to be the most efficient and give you the best return on investment when taking this strategy into the Skull Caverns to try and collect as much iridium ore as possible. So in my previous tutorial, the strategy was to use staircases and to descend to level 100 before you start collecting any iridium ore. And that got me thinking, why not go farther before you start collecting ore? So we are going to take a look at the comparison between starting at levels 100, 200, and 300 respectively before starting to collect iridium ore and see which is going to net us the most output in terms of iridium collection, but also kind of keeping in mind which one we think is going to be the best in terms of return on actual investment. Late game, if you've got a bunch of crystallariums and can be just pumping out a whole bunch of jade on a regular basis, you could probably do these Skull Cavern deep dives every week and immediately descend to level 200 or farther and then just start blowing stuff up. But again, in our previous tutorial, we started on level 100 and then started collecting iridium. That gets you a little over 500 iridium ore on a regular basis if you do it correctly. Let's take a look at what happens when we descend immediately to level 200. Okay, so we are now approaching floor number 200, and as you can kind of start to see, we're seeing more floors that are a little bit more densely packed with iridium. Not crazy, but there is some difference. Alright, here we go. Level 200. So now basically we're just running around dropping bombs everywhere. And we're trying to essentially find floors that have a lot of iridium so that we can get a bunch of it. So the bombs are going to help us obviously expose no iridium over there, so we aren't going to bother going for it. And basically what we are looking for is iridium, shafts, and see, like that floor was not very, again, where is the freaking iridium? So we're going to avoid fighting with monsters as much as possible. We'll blow stuff up, we move on, and we're looking for floors that have lots of iridium nodes. Like here, this is a pretty good one. Okay, and here we are, it's only 9 o'clock, and we are already over that 500 iridium mark. And that tells me that this, starting on level 200 is definitely more efficient. So, we'll try again, and we will go to level 300 next time. And the objective of this exercise is going to be to see which level is ideal to start at to maximize iridium collection in the Skull Caverns. Alright, let's blow some stuff up here, y'all. And again, objective is just seeing how much iridium we can get. So if we find a floor that we just don't like, we still skip it. So it's good to have plenty of extra bombs for that very reason, because there are going to be floors that you don't like the look of, whether it's infested or whatever the case might be. Typically, if you hit an area with lots of stone and, ore, it's going to drop a ladder. So I frequently just try and drop one bomb, assuming that it is going to drop me a ladder, and if not, not a big deal, we just move along. Oh my gosh. And if it doesn't drop a ladder, not a big deal. Okay, and now here we are. I tried going to level 300, and now at 840 we are already at 517 iridium ore. So it's really close between 200 and 300 to the point where I would say you're probably better off going to level 200 because the output is going to be relatively close to the same, but your ladder usage is far fewer if you start at level 200. So there you have it. It looks to me as though using staircases to just rapidly descend to level 200 is about the best approach to, your ROI in the Skull Caverns. Now again, it looks like you can get more if you go to level 300, but you're using an extra 100 staircases for what looks to be, maybe another 50 or so iridium by the time it's all said and done, and I'm not sure that that's necessarily worth it. It could be as far as 100, because descending that extra 100 levels takes roughly 30 minutes if you're doing it very well, just rapidly clicking to drop the ladder and then descend. So maybe another 100 iridium ore. So if that's really worth it, yeah, I would say go for it. But it looks like 300 is about the max to where you would start to cap out, because then you'd be using a little bit more time to descend, and you're not saving that much time um, in terms of extra iridium that you can collect. Not sure that I explained that right, but again, level 100 will probably net you about 500 iridium on a regular basis if you just descend to there and then start collecting ore. You can definitely get more than that if you go to level 200 and even beyond, but I would say that 200 is probably the sweet spot in order to get your best bang for your buck, using those staircases to just get down there and then start blowing stuff up to collect as much iridium ore. So there you have it. That's the explanation as to how to be, I guess, as efficient as possible in the Skull Caverns. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment below, and we will see y'all next time.